Hi friends, it's Maria. I have made 2 new journals. I've been watching Angela Kerr, sort of been watching her, and love her color schemes and everything. And I kind of like, when I find something I want to, that I really love, I want to try to imitate it. So these colors are inspired by her. They're 2 hardcover journals. They each have 3 signatures. I used my porch prints papers, but I also used some others. 3 signatures that has a little gingham ribbon, and the dog is now going to bother me because he knows that I'm talking to someone other than him. I put some little trim on the side just to emphasize the book, and I put some in the back cover too on the top, and I just love the way that peeking through looks. So really happy with the way these came out. So they are Reader's Digest books that I totally covered up. The covers were in kind of bad shape, so I gutted them, and I just covered them with my own papers and stuff. So, but they are that Reader's Digest size. We could measure them. Let me get a ruler. So they are about 5.5 inches wide by about 7.5 inches tall. And let's go through them. So this is the one, I'll probably call this one Lilac because it has the lilacs on the front. And the little trim is sort of like right there, just peeking through. I had gotten a jar of vintage buttons, and I've been using these I got them from an antique store, and I've been using these on my journals, and I have 3 antique buttons here. Actually, the middle one isn't an antique. It's these 2 that are. I have some vintage lace and some fabric. And back here, this is from a vintage hanky that I had. I made that my pocket. Okay? So inside this one, it has 3 little journaling cards. These 2, I think, are from My Porch Prince Blue. I forget the name of it, actually, but it's her blue kit. This one I made from scraps and book pages. So that one tucks in there. And this is her beautiful paper from My Porch Prince. I put a little tag in there. I used Tim Holtz die cuts just to decorate some pages and some tags. These little tags I have in a few different places. Those I got from Amity Bloom. This is another idea that I had gotten from Angela Kerr. She used doily printouts and made little tuck spots. This is a vintage ledger that I got from the 1800s. It says 1895 over there. This is from an old gardening book. Put a little paper there so you could do some journaling. This is a little envelope, and I just put a couple little journaling cards in there and some collaging, and that just gets tucked in there. And some tea-stained paper. This is also from Angela. She had a little template that I bought, and I used my papers. This has a little tuck spot here. I just love the shape of her. I just love them. They're so cute. It has like a little pocket in the back. And then this is just some little tags back here. Here's another little tag. So there's 2 pockets here and then a pocket in the back. And then this is just a little tuck spot that anchors the whole thing down. Love that. That's from her shop. So here's another little tuck spot with two little vintage tag, well, just tags. This is from a botanical book I have. So in the center is from a animal book that I had gotten at an antique store. It has some more of that botanical book. This I used Mod Podge to put a napkin on it, and I just did some collaging over it. It has two little journaling cards on it. And just some papers from My Porch Prints. This is the other side of that envelope. Has a little pocket here, another little pocket inside where I just tucked away a little piece of paper you could journal on. This is a pretty Artemis. I think this was a freebie from her Facebook page. And tucked that in there. There's a little tuck spot. There's an Amity Bloom tag. And this is a postcard. This is from that beautiful botanical book. This is from the vintage ledger that I have. It's antique ledger, actually, from the 1800s. There's another Tim Holtz die. Some old antique music paper, also from the 1800s, the late 1800s. Another tag. This is another of those Amity Bloom tags. I just put a little envelope with a Tim Holtz clip. And I don't know about you, but I find these clips are very tight. They're hard to get on and off, but... and this is just some watercolor paper that I had painted on. And I did a little stamping. But they're beautiful and nice weight to them. And it'd be nice to put a picture on or just do some journaling on them. So I stuck that there. But these, I love these clips. I love the way they look, but they're tight. Okay. This is wallpaper digital download. This is a little pocket page that I made out of scraps and some book pages that I had. And then there's some little journaling cards in there. This was this is just like a little coin envelope that I tucked over. It has nothing in it. There's a little doily page that I layered up some things just to make it a little tuck spot, make it a little sturdier, and tuck those in there. This is some wallpaper that I made a little envelope out of, and they're nice and sturdy. I love making the wallpaper envelopes because they're really nice and thick, and you know, you could put anything in these things. They're awesome. I might have to make a cover out of some wallpaper because I just love how durable they are. So that's that. There's another, I did some gesso and some decoupage for a napkin there too. I was just playing around with that. There's a little, I did some decorating on a little glassine bag, and it has a little journaling card in there. There's more of that botanical paper, a little tuck spot with some die cuts on there and some collaging, some homemade tags and some printouts from various shops. This is some antique ledger. This is a botanical. And this is also from that animal book. And here's some more of botanicals. I love the colors in this. They remind me of my mom. She loved this blue. So this is some die cuts on a little belly band. And just 2 little journaling cards tucked behind there. I like the belly bands because you could put decent size journaling cards behind them. In this pocket, it's the other side of the glassine bag. And in this one, I put a journaling card, but I also put some die cuts that I didn't use. And I thought, you know, maybe you could put them throughout the book where you want them. So I included some of those in here. And they also look so pretty behind the glassine. Some more papers, some tea-dyed paper, and a little pocket with some journaling cards. And that's the end of the second signature. This is the third. This has a flip out actually. So it has some journaling cards with a little glassine with a little journaling card inside. This is actually from Shabby Boutique. I belong to her subscription homemade, I forget what it's called, but she has a subscription digital paper kit, and I got this cute little pocket, loaded pocket. It came with tags. It's a downloadable set from her. She has beautiful, beautiful images. So you'll have to check her out. She's also on Etsy, but she also has a blog. Another little tag. Here's another glassine bag. A couple journaling cards in there. So those just tuck in there. I love the sound of the glassine bags. That's really the best part about them. I mean, I love that you could see through them, but I love that crinkle sound. Some more ledger. So there's ledger in every signature. You could see the signatures have the same patterns, you know, the same pattern of pages in them. And the other book is very similar. So I will show you that one inside too, because the ephemera is a little different and the tuck spots and such are a little different. Just 2 little journaling cards I tucked in there. And this is the back of another of those botanical pages. And then this is the back cover. Some more vintage doily, more vintage buttons, and some more journaling cards. And there's that little trim that peeks over the top. Love this book. I really love them. So, and I love the gingham too. I think it goes really well with it. I was having trouble finding something that went well with the blues, but I think this really worked well. Put little labels. These are handmade labels I made. This is a little linen covering up the spine, blue linen. And this also has the trim peeking out there and across the back. Love the way that looks. I don't know, these little tiny things just, I think, make it for me. Some more vintage buttons and some vintage trim. 3 little journaling cards. This is actually a postcard. This is the handmade one that has some of those die cuts in it. And this is from the kit. And then over here, I have a little flip out, but it has a belly band on this side that's made out of book page. And then on the back, it has 2 little journaling cards tucked away. This is Amity Bloom's paper. So I have a couple of different kits in here. This is from Amity Bloom, and then there's also my Porch Prints. More of that ledger paper. There's another of those vintage envelopes. I'm going to try to go through this one quicker. I don't have to open everything up because they're both very similar. I love these homemade cards with all the different collages. I just think they're so pretty. With all my little scraps, I just made up a big sheet, a couple of big sheets, cut them up into tags, and I love them. This I had made a while ago, but it's a just a little flip pocket, a couple little journaling cards tucked away in there. And I put some little collage on top with fabric and lace. And this also has 3 little journaling cards back there. I put some tea-dyed paper on some of the music so you could write on those pages. And I just love the spreads on these. They just make me so happy, these colors. This is a Tim Holtz wallpaper pack that I have, and I just cut a little side pocket from there. And that fits nice big cards in there too. There's some more of that vintage ledger. There's that floral page. A couple more tags in there. And this is a little library card. So yeah, I was inspired by Angela and all her little beautiful little details she puts in things. There's a little journaling card. I put a little eyelet in there to put some cute little seam binding. And there's another of those animal pages in the center of the signature. Another little pocket made of that collaged book paper with various tags inside. All the same color scheme, which I'm really excited about. I love it. Over here, I just took a piece of tea-dyed paper and folded it up, and I just put some of that vintage wallpaper at the top with a little eyelet, so I could put a little ribbon in there, and it wouldn't get worn. The wallpaper kind of reinforces the paper. So again, little tea-dyed paper there, little trim here with some collaging, more little journaling cards tucked away, vintage ledger. Here's another of those postcards with the birds, and a little vintage postcard from the kit. There's the third signature. And here's one of those Angela Kerr templates that I had gotten with the 3 pockets. And it has all these little tags tucked away, and then a big tag in the back, and a little tuck spot here. And you could put it out of the way and do a lot of writing on that page. So I love these. I'm going to be using that a lot. Here's another little tuck spot with a bunch of vintage. Look at that. I love. See, this was Angela Kerr. She's making me use my die cuts because I bought them. You just have to spend some time cutting all those out because it is a little time consuming. And then you have them. I keep them in a little box. I have this little box that I just, as I cut them out, I put them in here. And I use lots of different colors. So now I have them for a couple journals that I work on. So here's that animal book in the center again. Such pretty images. This is that Amity Bloom paper. This was a little doily digital download that I had. Used it as a little tuck spot. This is just a little, kind of like a tiny little belly band that I just put 2 little things in. I didn't want to take up the whole page, but I had this little piece that I wanted to use up. Here's another little tuck spot with some journaling cards. Another little coin envelope that's empty. There's another little doily. This was a little envelope that I had, and I just put a little card in there and did some collaging. Little washi on the bottom. And there's the back cover. Love the way these all came out. They're just so happy to me. This is a little vintage postcard that I got at the antique store. It's from North Carolina, and it has some writing on it. It's pretty cool. So I included that. And I hope you'll love them. I really love the way they came out. So this one I'll call Hydrangea. And this one will be Lilac. And I'm going to put them up in my shop today. Hope you love them, and I hope you're having a great day. And see you soon. Bye.